Last time I told you that I'm gonna have a quick critical analysis on uh, Mr. Donald Trump, President of United States, Donald Trump, executive orders which he's giving uh, after taking charge of after assuming the oath of the President of United States of America. What is different in this that because last time, if you have seen my last video, you will uh, I told you about the executive orders versus the main the actual lawmaking process of United States of America, that you have to uh, float an idea on the parliament, and then it gets approved by the parliament, House of Republican, which you say, and then it goes to the Senate for endorsement, and then it becomes the law. But what are the executive orders? The executive orders are those orders which are given by the President of United States uh, by the authority of being the commander in chief, and they are implemented immediately. However, there is a clause that they need to be endorsed in the same manner. They need to go through the same process of approvals and then become a permanent law. Mostly this does happen, but there are sometimes the executive orders are not implemented. They find some hurdles in the process, and they are discarded. I mean, like if they are not approved and the president change, of course the new president will come and he will change it. And sometimes there is an issue in collecting the percentage of votes which are required for the endorsement. Anyhow, let's see what Donald Trump has done in his last presidency. In his last presidency, Donald Trump signed 33 executive orders in first 100 days. That means in the first 3 months, where there was no formal government, there was no formal House of Representatives, and there were no formal kind of, you can say, a parliament. So what happened that Donald Trump has signed 33 executive orders in 100 days, which is 3 months. You can say 10 orders per month, which were basically required ones, and you need to act, or there are some things you need to act fast, and you can say that these orders were related to those. But this time he's coming with a predetermined mind, and if you will notice that he has signed 26 orders, like in the whole 3 months time before the government was formed. In his last presidency, he signed 33 orders, but now he's coming with a more determined and predetermined, I would say, mind. He has signed 26 orders. He has signed 26 orders in just one day. In the day he has taken oath, there were files already prepared for him, and he just kept on signing. So this shows that he is actually being hyperactive in this term of his presidency, and he has some plans in his mind which are might be related to the manifesto he has given in the elections, or might be related to something else which was not disclosed at that time, and he had this in his mind. So these orders are related to border, economy, diversity, energy, of course, the way the government runs, the efficiency of the government's technology, and there are some assassination declassifications. I don't know whether it's like related to the present thing, or it is like a take on the deep state thing. I don't know that. We will discuss it later in a while. There are some name changes which are like more that it's a bragging thing kind of thing, that he have changed the name of some places, making his authoritarian type of rule more evident to more people. Flag things are changed. Federal reforms are there, and kind of federal reforms, how the bureaucracy acts. That the bureaucracy had been like a major role. Even you see in Pakistan and India, the bureaucracy is the main enforcing party which enforces the rules which are made by the parliament. But sometimes they delay, sometimes they are lagging in their work, sometimes intentionally they don't want to do that, so they become a hurdle in implementing those laws. So he's taking on the bureaucracy also. The abortion, which I think is not a bad executive order, he has done that also. I will tell you the details. And there are few more things what he has done. He has been announcing different things you have heard about, and I spoke about in the last live I did with you related to the Canada thing, that for Canada is saying it's going to be like the 51 state. We support Canada. We are the one who are protecting Canada. We are the one who is protecting their borders. We are the one who are the main buyer of Canadian products, and we are the one who are giving Canadians the access to our retail market, which is the biggest retail market in the world. If you see the economy of America and if you see the spending power of the consumer in America, no country in the world matches to the spending power and the will of spending uh, uh, in retail like America. I mean, honestly speaking, China is a manufacturing economy, but the economy which America has, that people, if they earn, let's say, $5,000 a month, they are spending $6,000 a month. And that's why the credit market is very strong. But that is another topic. The topic which is right now, that people in America are bigger spender than anyone in the world. So they are an attractive thing for any manufacturer. All manufacturers want an audience which is going to spend and buy their product. That is why everyone wants to go to the American market, and they want to capitalize on the retail segment, the consumer, the American consumers. So tariffs are related to the American consumer, and it is also related to the manufacturing which happens if you have like countries who are unable to manufacture due to so many reasons. I mean, like Saudi Arabia, there are many reasons. I mean, it's not like the country don't have the money to make the industry and all these things. There are many reasons. Like if you take the example of Saudi Arabia is a rich country, but Saudi Arabia does not has a population or the capacity to do it yourself, DIY. So they require people, experts coming in the country, putting up their plants, sharing the profits with the Saudi government, and manufacturing things which are required for themselves. So there are different reasons, different countries. China is a manufacturing country, but it is a consuming company also, because country also, because they are consuming most of the product themselves, and they are also exporting 80% of the global products which are being sold. They are coming from China. So you can say they are a manufacturing company. India, on the other hand, is having a large population of 1.5 almost billion. So India is more like very less in the manufacturing thing. They want to do that, but they are more like a uh, consumer economy, and they are like more like people buying things, necessities. America, they are buying things for luxuries, but in compared to India, they are buying things for necessities. So this is the difference, big difference between a lucrative consuming market and a market which is like also good, but for small commodities like India. So there are many orders he has done for that, and there are many things. Also, he has given a message to Hamas and Hezbollah, and he is just a minute, and he's also doing a lot of things on that related to homeland security. That he has given an executive order. I mean, I don't know whether this was also an executive order or this just a statement that any student who supports Hamas and Hezbollah, who are designated as the United Nation in the United Nations, which is their own council, you can say. So they are designated as, and to be honest, it's endorsed by almost United Nation is endorsed by almost 193 countries. So you can say it's there or the world main body, whether we like it or not. So these are the designated terrorist organizations in UN, and he's enforcing Hezbollah to be more on the classification. So he has said that anyone who says anything in support of a designated terrorist organization, specifically he took these names, Hamas and Hezbollah, he's going to deport them. There's a lot of fears of the deportations. I will come to the points right now. What are these 26 orders? And in those points, I'm going to explain you in short that what does this hyperactive attitude of Donald Trump mean, and what we can expect in the next 1 year. It's going to be a very disturbing kind of next year, but what is going to happen? Let's have a dig on that. Of course, the end results are not in the hand of any person, but God. But still, there are people who plan things and they do that, and which is not wrong if they are doing it in the benefit of their own country. This is right. But if they are doing their benefit means destroying other people's resources, then it is bad. So let's get back to the executive orders for the borders, he said that he's going to be very tough on Mexico. Man, he had been very tough on Mexico in the last term that he was making this wall thing and all these things, because I find it not bad, not wrong, to be honest, because there is a lot of influx coming in from Mexico as illegal immigrants in the United States of America. And it's not just the Mexicans, to be honest, because Mexicans had 2 or 3 routes coming in America. They were coming through the Canadian route because Canada had given them an on arrival kind of visa, but I don't know whether exactly what it was. But they were coming through the northern border and then they were going inside America. And then when they go inside America, because there was a rule that you have to catch and release. That means that anyone who is there illegally, you need to catch him, you need to take him for the inspection, but then you need to release him for the 4 month settlement thing. That also Donald Trump has suspended that law, that there is no 4 month thing, and he wants the asylum seekers which are coming especially through Mexico to be put in Mexico and not in America unless or until their cases are being heard. This saves him a lot of money, because when someone takes asylum in America, he is subject to a lot of human rights. He's subject to the medical. He's subject to getting the permits for working and all these things. So this is something which Donald Trump has done, that he's telling that if you are coming from Mexico and you get captured, you have to be in a camp inside Mexico, not in US. Maybe I'm not sure, but maybe because Mexico is not a rich country that who can like support the immigrants over there. Maybe America is the one who's going to fund them, but still they are not going to be on American soil. So this is something which he has also done. The wall is being built. The border patrols have increased. They are using Black Hawk. Yeah, you might ask me that where is the book of Black Hawk down. Well, it's completed already. I'm just making the edit, so it will be down. So the Black Hawks are being used there on the border, both northern and southern border. So the border thing is being done to control the illegal influx inside United States of America. And basically, to be honest with you, it's not, as I told you, it's not the Mexicans who are doing it from the Mexico border. It is mostly Indians. Yes, you will be very much surprised, but this is the truth. If you can dig into and research into this thing, that most of the illegal immigrants, they are from India, who are crossing into Mexico, and then from Mexico they are going into America and claiming asylum. They are not hiding anywhere. They're not doing anywhere because of the law. They go there, they cross the border, and they just give themselves to the authority that we are here, and so take us in the asylum thing, and they declare asylum. Asylum means that we were having some trouble in our country and we are here. Anyway, that's a different topic. We'll discuss it some other day. So this is what is happening to the refugees, to the settlements, and the birthright is also being suspended, that not everyone who is born in America gets an American citizenship, and especially the immigrants whose cases are there, who are not the asylum seekers and all these things, their children cannot be declared Americans just because they are born in America. There's a lot of debate on that going on. Some points are good, some points are bad. But Mr. Trump has suspended this birth rate thing on the first day of presidency. So let's go from border, because we have to keep this in a time constraint. So let's go to foreign assistance. Foreign assistance is like the aid which they were giving to, including Israel. Ukraine is the most one having the aid, and there is your best friends also. Naswaris, the Taliban are also, the Afghan Taliban, yes, the Afghan Taliban, they are also receiving US aid, and there are many other people who are receiving US aid. Egypt is there, and there are many other countries apart from Pakistan receiving a military aid and different aid. So all are suspended. Trump wants to revisit all these things, that what the countries have done for America and why we are giving them aid. And by the way, there is Canada also inside. Canada is also getting aid by United States to manage the border. The same thing I just told you a few minutes back. So actually, Trump has suspended all foreign aid, and he will review the status of the aid and what the receiving party is doing for that aid. Are they using it in the interest of America or not, because America is the one paying them the aid. So this is something which can be debated, that for America it is not a bad thing what he is doing, but maybe the people who are receiving the aid, it is a kind of a shock what they got on the first day of presidency. Diversity inclusion is the gender programs like uh, three genders, two, four genders, or probably unlimited genders. So this is the LGBT thing and all these things which are going on across the world. And America was the first one to recognize them. Then maybe it was Europe or America was first or second, and then other countries also adapted them. And now this thing is inside the third world countries also, Muslim countries also. You see the FIFA World Cup happening, and FIFA claiming imposing the LGBT things over there, that you have to be approved that, unless if you don't do that, we're not going to like give you the hosting rights. So Mr. Trump, on the first day, this is a good thing which he has done. Not everyone, not every man can be good 24 hours, and not every man can be bad 24 hours. So this is something good which he has done, that he has limited the genders to two genders. There is no other genders, and this is how the world was going on uh, before like 2-3 decades. It started doing in like gender change and all this stuff. Anyways, for technology, he's doing a lot of thing, and cost effectiveness of the government departments. Again, this is a dig on the bureaucracy, the American bureaucracy, which is related to the deep state. You can say the Pentagon thing. People who don't change, the governments in Washington change, but they don't change. They are the policy makers. So he is trying to see who is like evaluate them, and this is his basic. I mean, as a president, as a commander in chief, he can do that. So he is making a lot of changes in that. For technology thing, other thing than that is like TikTok thing. He said he's going to ban it, and now he gave some leverage on them. And another thing is that he also offered them that we can buy 50% of the share. I'm sure Elon Musk or this Meta guy is gonna, Mark Zuckerberg is gonna be the one who's gonna buy, or maybe there's someone else. So he is doing a trade war with the application. Okay, fine. The other thing what he did is the assassination file. He's declassifying the assassination files of Kennedy, Robert, RFK, MLK, Martin Luther King. So what he's doing, that these files are already investigated. There had been some role of the establishment in these assassinations. Of course, the president, every president which comes in the United States have access to the secret documents. So Donald Trump already knows, but he wants to make this thing public. I don't know whether it is a dig on the deep state once again, or he's just doing it as a stunt. I don't know that. We need to wait and see in near future how it goes. He has changed the name of the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. Again, the vision which he's bringing, the thing he's saying that make America great again. So he wants people to know that he means business, and he's going to be like doing these things, and he wants America to be recognized as the sole superpower in the world, just like it was before. Again, I would say that the manner might be wrong, but for Americans and America, it might be right, to be honest. I mean, even I don't like it. So flag thing was a normal thing, but more optics are related, visual thing. So Biden said that because after Jimmy Carter, he's going to like lower down the flag half. He said, no, the flag of America, Trump has signed a letter that the flag of America has to stay high. So this is a normal thing. Measure. He can do that. He cannot. I mean, he can and cannot. So he did. So it's nothing wrong in that. Hiring is freezed. Bureaucracy, as I told you, is being checked. People are being given warnings. Bureaucrats are being told that you will have to resign or you will have to leave because your actions have been very suspicious. Things like self-centered or politically motivated. But I mean, to be honest, I mean, what Trump is doing is also politically motivated, but he is just putting a kind of icing around it. So if anyone else has done, Biden has done, Democrats has done this before, so he's taking a dig on them also. Abortion, I already told you. So Hamas and Hezbollah, and thing I already told you. And just yesterday, he's giving a lot of statements. He's just hungry of issuing statements and signing the paper. Tuck, 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 tuck. He's just too much into it. He wants to sign 100 papers, 100 orders in a day, but he's just finding ways to do that. Tell me this thing, okay, I'll do that. Tell me this thing, okay, I will do that. So this shows you how hyperactive Donald Trump is in this tenure and what he's going to do in the future. Let's see. For Jordan and Egypt, he's pushing that they should take. I mean, if you see the history of Jordan, I mean, more than Egypt, I would say that the threats are on Jordan. More than Egypt, the threats are on Jordan, because Jordanian government has been always closer to the Democrats, Bill Clinton, if you remember, and all these things. So they have been a bit far from the Republicans. If you see the Saudi government, I'm telling you about history. I don't know what history changes, and some individual like Donald Trump makes a policy which is his own policy, not the Republicans, but actually George W. Bush and these people have been like more into against the, you can say, the Middle East guy, the Saudi guys, and other guys, while Jordanian, as I told you, that uh, uh, the people over there in Democrats have been more closer to them. So Republicans, to be honest, Republicans, this even they started the Gulf Wars and all these things, but still they were protecting the Saudi interest. And I think that forget about the optics, forget about what he says. If you want me to remind you, the sword dance which Donald Trump did when he was invited into Saudi Arabia, he will be doing that very soon again. So the Saudi government is not at a threat, but all what the Saudi government has more than 1 trillion already invested inside America in form of properties, in form of gold, and in form of many other things. And the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman has already, who had the Khashoggi thing on his head when it was Biden's government. So Mohammed bin Salman was being pressurized by the event of Jamal Khashoggi, which happened in the embassy in Turkey. So I see that there's going to be a lot of relief for Saudi Arabia, but Saudi Arabia will have to pay for that relief. Like in last presidency, Donald Trump also said this in his one of his election speech, that King, you cannot survive a week without us, and you need to pay for this protection. So this time, pay for the protection. You can expect American bases returning, active bases. There are already bases there, but actively, like the Gulf War type activity bases, which was there in Saudi Arabia, which was replaced by Pakistan army and different army, coming back to Saudi Arabia. Mohammed bin Salman said that he's going to pay like 600. He plans to invest like 600 billion in America, the new 600 billion, not the old 1 trillion plus. And Donald Trump responded to him that we need Saudi Arabia to invest 1 trillion. Now, where Saudi is going to invest 1 trillion, I will tell you some of the things which benefit both Saudi Arabia and America. Is going to be the Alaskan oil field, which is being opened. And this is one of the order also given by Trump, that the Alaskan oil, which was untapped, which was not, it's there, like shale is there. So they will open those, and maybe you will see Aramco teaming up with United States. Mind my words, I will repeat, maybe you will see in near future Saudi government-owned company Aramco teaming up with one of American-based exploration upstream company in the Alaskan oil fields. You can keep this recorded. So these things are going on. The tariffs thing that they have, what he has done immediately is like putting, it's not implemented, but telling Canada that he's going to put like 25% tariff, because you're using our market, you're using our consumer, everything you are doing is like making in Canada and coming and selling in America. Bigger market, bigger consumer. So you need to pay us some money on that. So that is like a tariff is implemented, then it will be very difficult for Canada, to be honest, to be price effective in America. So let's see. This is thing. China tariff is like 10%. Donald Trump, because there's a lot of trade coming in, a lot of products coming in from China. Everything is made in China because of cheap labor and different things. So right now, it's Donald Trump is saying that he's gonna like put 10% tariff on China, but this is on held. What has he done for Russia so far? Because virtually on optics, you see that Donald Trump and Russia, Putin and America are uh, in front of each other, and China and America are in a trade war. What has he done for them in these executive orders? Literally nothing, to be honest. As I told you last time, that the exit from Syria by Russia, the abrupt exit, by Russian troops, Chechen troops, and whatever. I mean, abandoning the fight without fighting for a single day in defense of Damascus, despite saying so many things that this is the second coming of Jesus, this is blah blah blah, this is that, and even the Chechens were saying that, but they abandoned the fight on few rebels. They could have fought them very easily because the deal was struck that Trump is gonna be easy on Ukraine. Easy on Ukraine does not mean that he's gonna like leave it, but he's gonna be easy on Ukraine. That the areas which Russians have taken, everything will calm down. That don't come forward, just relax, take the areas which you have taken, but exit from Syria. And this is what you can say: the aid, the lucrative aid which Ukrainians were getting, most of it is not being used. There is a lot of corruption involved from the Ukrainian side. Donald Trump has halted it. He might restart it, but for the time being, it's halted. For the time being, there is no order related for American troops going face to face with the Russians on the Ukrainian matter. Nothing. So now you can understand what was the deal which was done in Damascus, which I told you. And let's see how it goes. There are many other topics he will be uh, addressing in coming days, but this tenure, again, I will say what I said in the start: Donald Trump is very hyperactive in his second term of presidency, and we need to keep an eye on him, on his executive orders. What is the purpose? What are the objectives? And how the world is going to receive them is another issue. Everyone is looking towards Washington. Everyone is looking towards Donald Trump on how he's acting and what he's doing and what are his plans. We'll be connected with you in the next session. Thank you very much and take care.